Reverend Linda is actually a colleague of mine. She is an ordained Baptist minister, so glad to have you here with us this morning. So I'm going to invite us now to take a collective deep breath as we prepare for, our musicians prepare us for our invocation and reading. And as always, please hold your applause after this song because we'll stay in that sacred place of prayer. Thank you.
Vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be.
I too believe. I believe in the power and the presence of the one Spirit that creates everything in an organized system that is always doing things that need to be done, including bringing us all together this morning for this service, which I always consider to be a very wonderful thing. And so knowing that we're all here by divine appointment, on purpose, we know that we are going to hear a wonderful talk this morning from Reverend Ruth. We're being aided this morning by our amazing musicians and by our technical team and by our kitchen crew who are all extra blessed for helping us out and supporting us. So I know that this service is blessed, special, unique, meaningful, full of love. Full of the divine material in each of us that relates to each other as if we're connected by a string, the invisible string, connecting us all together by the Spirit of the universe. So with the knowing that that is the situation we're in this morning, let us say together, and so it is. This morning, for our reading, I'm going to read our Sacred Covenant, which we haven't done for a while. And this is a document that was prepared by all of the practitioners and ministers in a day-long session. And it's really the intention and the vision that we have for the center that we're all here to create together. So Center for Spiritual Living, Rogue Valley Sacred Covenant. God has promised. We are immersed in and saturated with the vital essence of life. There is wholeness in everyone and everything. Our purpose, wholeness, nothing missing, nothing broken. Our vision, we are a beacon of love and celebration of oneness. The intentions of the spiritual community are: 1, to create community connections that are nourishing, vibrant, inclusive, and fun. 2, to lovingly embrace, engage, and uplift the larger community in support of inclusion, justice, and peace. 3, to provide educational opportunities that teach science of mind principles, enhance spiritual growth, and deepen the consciousness of oneness for all. 4, to delight in a thriving ministry where all of our children and youth and their families are truly seen, engaged, and celebrated. And 5, to deepen spiritually as we share worship, music, and spiritual practice together. Thanks, everyone. And so it is.
So it is.
The CSL mission statement theme this year is the Grand Rising. And Reverend Ruth is going to take you on a grand adventure, and we're going to take you on a grand adventure with a song called The Grand Adventure, which is from Waiting Star, which my friend Ed Miller wrote, and myself. And it was performed in Waiting Star. So here's another Waiting Star, but this is about the Grand Rising, the Grand Adventure. Hit it, Tom.
Goodbye to old convention, 'cause it's a brand new day, announcing my intentions, gonna live it all the way. A life for a life, a new kind of drive, I'll seize every wind and make it flower, exuding the mood, a kind of power, I'll live the grand adventure. The laws will abide, a yearning inside, proclaim to the stars my restless spirit, a glorious call and all will hear it, I'll live the grand adventure. There's only the now, so make it shine, alive with the drive of greater passion so divine. A dream to inspire, a deep inner fire. I won't miss the call, not now or ever. Embracing the flame of a new endeavor, and choose the way of having it all. At the turn of fortune's wheel, I'll be setting the pace. Gonna raise the standard, gonna win the race. Gonna walk that bright new road true, feel it thrilling my way. To live in the now and conquer time, to gain in a year a wider wisdom so sublime. To climb to the top, beyond every stop, and be first to see the brightest sunrise. The view of the day, a noble one prize. I'll live the grand adventure, a glorious adventure. I'll live the grand adventure.
Ed back there. Yeah, Ed.
So we have an awesome guest speaker this morning who is not a stranger. Oops, I turned my mic off because I was singing. I didn't want you to hear me. All right. Thank you, Tom. We have an awesome guest speaker this morning, and many of you know her. Reverend Ruth Kirby has been a Center for Spiritual Living minister for 20 years and a practitioner for 8. I think she started when she was a baby. 28. I'm sorry, an additional 8, so 28. Yes, 28. Thank you, Ruth. Started when you were 5, right? Yeah. She is currently an online educator for CSL, and she offers spiritual development classes, therefore, online to people from all over the world. In addition, Ruth is a certified life coach. She does individual coaching sessions, spiritual coaching sessions, helping people to deepen and thrive. So I invite you to give Reverend Ruth Kirby a warm welcome this morning. Reverend Ruth.
Good morning. When I counted, Reverend Kimberly was saying that you guys are a growing youth church. And I just wanted to let you know that one way to do that is just act more like kids. Anyway, good morning. I'm so appreciative and grateful to be here this morning, to be invited back, to be welcomed into your beautiful spiritual community here. So thank you, Kimberly, and thank you all for having me this morning. So my talk title is All Aboard the Spirit Express. There you go. Got my sound effects this time. So I want to start with a quote by Will Rogers that says, "Even if you are on the right track, you'll still get run over if you just sit there." All right. So we hear in this teaching, let me see if I'm going to try this maneuver. We hear in this teaching that all the time that Spirit expresses through us. We are spiritual expressions. We are expressions of Spirit, right? We hear this. And what that means, what we're talking about, is that this amazing, beautiful, divine, loving energy is running through us, is animating us, is within us all the time, 24/7. It's our identity. It's who we are, right? So how come it doesn't always feel like that? So even though that is true, we experience it as a choice, that we can either respond vindictively or pettily or angrily or small-minded. We are able to make those choices too, apparently. Apparently this expressing Spirit is an option, is optional. Sometimes I wish it wasn't. We're just dialed in all the time. But we are at choice. So even though it's running in and through us all the time, this powerful, fantastic energy, it appears to be up to us to choose it, up to us to express it, to choose to express it. Hence, we must be on board the Spirit Express.
It's like a child.
I know. So now you know where the metaphor, how I got here, right? So, and now you're going to get on board with my train metaphor for the rest of this morning. And by the way, metaphor alert, because there are going to be metaphors within metaphors also. So just, this is how my brain works. So I invite you all to go along with me. So once I got into this train idea of being all aboard the Spirit Express, I've thought about it, and I thought, we wouldn't be just passengers on our Spirit Express. We're the conductors, right? We are the conductors on the Spirit Express. And so I thought, okay, now I have to look up the word conductor. And the meaning of conductors, besides being the one who manages the train, which is what I was thinking of initially, or leads orchestras, I also found this amazing thing. The other definition of conductor is a material or an object that conducts heat, electricity, light, or sound. electrical conductors contain electric charges, usually electrons, that are relatively free to move through the material. A voltage applied across the conductor therefore creates an electric current. So for those whose eyes just glazed over, I'll explain what this is. So imagine like your toaster oven in your kitchen, and it has a cord that goes from it to the wall, right? And it plugs in. So inside that cord is a conductor. Inside there is they usually use copper wires or some sort of material that is conducive to the electric current that will allow the electricity to go from the wall to your toaster oven, unimpeded. It won't block it. It's going to just go wing. So so the material is purposely chosen because it conducts the electricity easily, right? It's conducive to it. So that is in that manner. This is the metaphor within the metaphor. So we want to be conductors on the Spirit Express. We want to be good conductors, allowing the current of Spirit to flow through us freely, so that this is the energy that animates us and takes us on our journey, right? So how do we train ourselves to do that? What do we need to do? Okay, the first thing we need to do is buy the ticket. And buying the ticket is like making the choice, deciding to be a conductor on the Spirit Express, deciding that to live fully and freely and without resistance and without hindrance, making that choice, making that decision, right? Because it's optional. The second thing we need to do is choose a destination. If you don't choose a destination, where are you going, right? And in this teaching, I think of it as having vision. You guys are doing some a visioning class right now, right? Yeah. So having a vision. So it turns out that having a vision is like laying the track for your train of thought to travel on. Where would you like the Spirit Express to take you? So we want to get ahead of that. Trains don't typically take off with no track in front of them, right? It's been laid there already. They're going somewhere. It's going in at least a direction. If you can't pinpoint it, you want to have some vision for where you're headed. Okay, and then you need to get on the train. You need to get on board. And it turns out this step is you need to do over and over and over again, because it's possible after boarding the Spirit Express that you might get off track. It's a human thing to do in the world of distraction and all sorts of things, right? It's a totally human thing to do. So we just board again. We just keep getting on the train without judgment or shame. We just say, oops-a-doodle, I temporarily got on the other train, the sleeper train or the victim train or whatever it was, and now I'm once again boarding the Spirit Express. Yay! So no shame, no blame, just a recognition that this step of getting on the train is something we're going to keep doing, keep doing, keep doing. Okay, and this is how you know whether you're on the Spirit Express or some other train. If you're on the Spirit Express, then what is going on in your brain and coming out of your mouth is positive, life-affirming, loving, inclusive of all, expansive, exciting, peaceful, harmonious, supportive, and freeing. That's the Spirit Express, right? Okay, so the next thing, you've bought the ticket, you've chosen a destination, you have got on the train. Now you need to fulfill your conductor responsibilities, all right? So as the conductor, we must be constantly kept in good order and able to level up along the way, expanding our ability to run spirit energy. So just like a conductor's duties on a train would be to go inspecting the interior of the train and checking tickets, are you meant to be on this train? I think not, just sort of checking up on the interior of the train. Is everything how it should be? And so we as the conductor, We also need to do regular interior checks, right? And upkeep to make sure we are not hosting anything that would hinder our ability to be a conductor of spirit energy. So this is where all of our spiritual work and our personal development work and all of that comes in, right? We are taking care of the conductor. This is where spirit energy is, where it's happening, is through us. So we need to take care of this, right? Us, the vessel, the conductor. And we do this with meditation, prayer, going to counseling, getting physically healthier, releasing the past, throwing away objects that no longer hum. Visualize being flexible and free of all hindrances. Give and receive, give and receive. Hugs, healing, money, stuff. It doesn't matter what you're giving and receiving. Just be in the flow of something. Flow, right? Flow is what this is all about. Be the flow. So while these practices are great for improving our inner world, sometimes it's another story when we're dealing with the outside of us. What if the obstacle is outside of us? Kind of like a cow on the track that won't budge, right? Or maybe an annoying neighbor, or maybe a crazy seeming world. So, in addition to being quality conductors, and yes, all of those things will help you deal with the outside world to some degree, we also need, I've discovered, insulators. Okay, what do I mean by insulators? So remember when I was talking about conductors being conducive to the energy, the inside of that cord, the copper wire? The insulators is the rubber on the outside. You know how it would be pretty weird if it didn't have that around it, right? We would all be in danger if that copper wire just went from the thing to the toaster oven. So it's coated in a different type of material. And this type of material is chosen because it doesn't conduct the energy. It just bounces off it. It just rolls off it. It doesn't receive it and conduct it. So that's what an insulator is, the opposite of a conductor. Okay, so unlike conductors that allow the free movement, insulators contain no charges, so they don't react. So we want to have insulators as well. And a person with good insulators, an example of a person with good insulators would be the person who doesn't freak out when Uncle Bill throws the turkey across the room at Thanksgiving. You watch, you look at the room, and there'll be everybody flipping out except maybe a couple people. They've got good insulators, although it is possible to have not so helpful insulators. So some unhealthy insulators are things like drugs and alcohol and generally sticking your head in the sand. I'm not going to recommend that. The true and valuable insulators that we want to have are things like healthy boundaries, self-awareness, and being grounded. And these result from doing our personal development work. When we have healthy insulators, we find that when we are exposed to high voltage or highly charged topics or situations, we don't get all charged up about it. We see it, we don't deny it's there, and we even help when possible. But our feathers don't get all riled up. We don't blow a circuit, if you know what I mean. And therefore, we are much more effective in a highly charged situation. As you might have noticed, not everyone is riding the Spirit Express. Y'all noticed that yet? So even though everyone has spirit energy within them, available to them, many are not aware of this or awake to this option. Some people are blind to their beauty and their magnificence and the magnificence of others, and pain is all they've ever known. So as a result, they're vibrating on a totally different energy at the moment, right? It's like as if more than half the population was living blindfolded. Imagine the car accidents that would cause. Now think of the mess our world sometimes looks like, and it makes sense that people are running around unable to see the truth and the beauty of all of us, of themselves and others. So our ability to stay on the Spirit Express and not be derailed by the outside world is going to depend on our ability to conduct well, to healthily insulate ourselves from the pain and distraction that all this blindness is causing. And just enough to remember again what context I'm using this word insulate. Insulators are materials or bodies that don't conduct well. They do not run the energy when prompted with it. It just kind of bounces off. So healthy insulation is not about hiding or avoiding. It's about creating an interior that doesn't freak out or get heated during exposure. And this healthy insulation actually makes it more possible to be in the same room with pain and blindness and not need to run from it. It's about having a peaceful and powerful interior that can meet that energy and either talk it down, redirect it, help it soften, or at the very least let it bounce off without doing any damage. Or as practitioner Dave Inglis, does anybody in this room remember Dave Inglis? Oh, yes. Practitioner Dave Inglis would say, like, water off a duck's back, right? And because the duck's feathers are coated with an oil that insulates them from the water, so they can be on the water without it soaking in. So we need healthy insulators in addition to our ability to conduct spirit energy. And by the way, it's really easy to check your insulators, see how they're doing. You either watch the news or go have a visit with your family of origin. And see if you get charged up, see if we get charged up. And if we do, we may want to do some more work on our insulators. Okay, final suggestion here for our journey, our ride on our conducting the Spirit Express. Just might want to consider unhooking the baggage car. Most of us are dragging around a past around with us everywhere we go. And sometimes it's 5 baggage cars long, you know. Sometimes we've done some work on it, but we're still bringing it. We're still bringing it, telling our story from 50 years ago, you know, every time we meet a new person, whatever. And our ability to run spirit energy on a high level depends greatly on our availability to the present moment. So if we are dragging a whole lot of past around with us all the time, then we are inching down the track. We are not moving at a higher pace. And the Spirit Express is capable of high-speed travel, but only if we are. Only if we are. And I don't mean fast speed like humans generally think of, busyness and stress. I'm speaking about instantaneous healing, expansions of consciousness, high-level joy, fulfillment of lifelong desires, shifts in world thinking, transformation on a personal and global level, that sort of thing. Spirit Express is capable of that sort of speed, but only if we are. And if we're dragging around a lot of the past, then that is going to be a huge drag on our ability to run and conduct on the Spirit Express. So let's just review with suggestions for this training. Buy the ticket, make the choice, choose to be a conductor of the Spirit Express. Choose the destination, have vision for our lives. Lay a track for your train of thought to travel on. Get on the train over and over and over and over again. Take care of the conductor. Recognize that we need to fulfill our conductor duties to really keep this in really high level shape. You know, one of the things that on this I often think about is that, you know, this energy of spirit is just 24/7, right? It's just, it is coming, it is who we are, it's everywhere, it's inside, all around us. The signal is there. We can either be like a little transistor radio or a massive, amazing sound system, right? You connect to the same radio station, it's going to sound really different on these two things, right? You guys know what a transistor radio is, right? I'm realizing I'm dating myself here big time. Transistor radios, typically really staticky, tinny sounding, not good at all. And I used to say, or a Bose, sound system, but we've probably even expanded. I don't even know what the latest thing is for the best sound system in the world. It's still good?
Bose
is still the standard. Okay. So that's what we want, right? And there's like a million, billion, zillion things out there that you have no control over. Just saying. I know you probably realize this. But this one you do. We can take really high-level care of ourselves, both physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and we will absolutely increase and enhance our conduction of spirit energy by doing so. And that is up to us. All right, so take care of the conductor, check the insulators every so often, see how charged up you get, and then unhook the baggage car. Just really continuously, again, this is probably one of those things you need to do over and over. So spiritual living is all about being high-quality conductors on the Spirit Express. We learn to allow the maximum amount of spirit energy to course through our veins and guide us on our journey. And it turns out there are some people here who can help with that. Should you like to level up your conductor skills, they're called practitioners and ministers. And training you to conduct the Spirit Express is exactly what they do. That's exactly what we've been trained to help people with, is to be high-level conductors of the Spirit Express. They may not have heard it said that way before, but that's totally what we've been trained to do. So ask for help. Get some help if you want. Because this is what I wish for all of us, to be high-level conductors on the Spirit Express with our heads out the window and the hair flying behind us, and experiencing the best that life has to offer us. All aboard? Namaste. Thank you. And let's take it to prayer. Thank you so much for the train whistle support. I'm just, wow. All right, so let's go to prayer now. Go within. Just taking a breath, closing your eyes if you're comfortable. And this is what I know. I know that there is only one power, one presence, one divine intelligence, one source of all of life, one unified field of energy, only one. There is nothing outside of it, nothing in addition to it. So knowing this, I know exactly who I am. That I am an expression of it, that I am an expression of this power and presence, and that everyone here in this room is also an expression of power and presence, and everyone on the planet. That we are all expressions of spirit, that we are all infused by and surrounded by divine intelligence, unconditional love, magnificence beyond anything imaginable. And it is available to us, expressing through us in every moment, should we choose to. And I just know that all of us are capable of conducting this most amazing, fantastic energy that we've been given, to living spiritual lives, to being present to each other in a most loving and gentle way, and to expanding this energy and sending it out to the whole world, supporting all beings knowing that every single person on this planet, and all life for that matter, is expressing spirit, is a spirit expression. And so in this we are all one. And so I just know that joy is possible, love is possible, because we are that. That is who we are. And so I just know that this is our truth along our journey. And no matter how many times we might get off track, we can get back on. And I give thanks for this awareness. I give thanks for this beautiful spiritual community here in front of me. I give thanks for all of our decisions that led us here to this moment right now together. And in great gratitude, I just let it be so. And so it is.
You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is found in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing. You will go, and the people you will know. Don't worry when or where or how. You don't have to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing. Do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes and take a breath and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing. You will do amazing things.
I don't know how they do it. Every week they're here. They pick the most perfect songs, don't they? Ah, yeah. Wow. Thank you. And Reverend Ruth, you know, we've already dubbed Reverend Stephanie the Irreverent Reverend. I think that one of your monikers should be, let's see, Mistress of Meaningful Metaphor. Yeah, thank you for that really, really, really clever talk. Thank you, thank you. So it's time now for us to give our tithes and offerings. So I'm going to ask you to take your gift out if you want to put something in the basket. I know a lot of you give online. But this is the time and the spiritual practice when we are very aware of all the good we receive, and we make a conscious choice to share a portion of it to where we are spiritually fed. If you're watching online, thank you for your support, and you may make a donation on our website, www.cslroguevalley.org. Hit the donate button. So if you give online or it's not your day to put something in the basket, please feel free to bless it as it goes by, knowing that these gifts nurture our community and that we tithe out into the outer world. This month we are tithing to Habitat for Humanity. We'll be participating in that Ashland all-faith build as soon as we get the green light. So if you'll repeat after me, please. Graciously I give, from a place of love, knowing that as I give, so do I richly receive. So it is.
It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us, by and by. It's in every one of us, by and by.
So a few announcements before we break for fellowship and soup and coffee in Bosworth Hall. First of all, Vivian, did the teens show up today, or are they recovering from their, are there any teens here? Would you go get them, please? I want a report, man. They just had a beautiful, beautiful weekend last weekend at Camp Vernonia. There were 5 of them. I know Rowan is practicing snowboarding this morning with his high school team. They're not all here, but we'll bring them out so that they can share a little bit of what they experienced. Meanwhile, I'm going to bring up Rev Stephanie, who is doing an amazing workshop and so appropriate to the talk this morning, yes?
Yes, thank you, Reverend Ruth. I used to live in Japan, and in Japan, there were 2 options when you were riding the train. There was the regular train, and there was the bullet train. And today, I want to invite you onto the bullet train. We're doing a workshop called Happy New You, and I want to work with you to set your goals for the year. And you know, when you write these goals down, they come true. If you don't write them down, if they're just fuzzy, like a nice idea in your head, it's harder for them to actually manifest themselves. So get your ticket. It's $40. Get your ticket for the bullet train. $60 for a couple, so $30 each. And let's ride that train, the Spirit Express, but faster than ever. Thank you.
How perfect is that? And if you haven't experienced Rev Stephanie as a facilitator of classes or workshop, please take this opportunity. She's awesome, laying that track, as Reverend Ruth advised us to do. All right, let's see. Teens are still making their way here. So a few other announcements. There's also our drumming circle happening today, but they're going to be in the office area, so please feel free to join them with or without a drum. Okay, yeah, come on up here, teens. There's a beautiful picture. Yeah. We would love to hear just a little bit about what this was like, Sophie. You had a lot of snow up there, huh?
Yeah, the high was like 22. It's just me today, but the others wish they could be here, but like someone has COVID and then, I don't know. But it was really good. I got to reconnect with my old friends from last summer and the camps before that. And I don't know, it was just like a really beautiful weekend where we like got to talk about like our feelings and like different things. Like, I don't know, we had different workshops. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like, I mean, Malachi would say something about the food. He would be like, I loved the food, it was so good. And then like,
Can you share a highlight, sweetie?
highlights?
A highlight for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did a workshop about like, I don't know, there was like about like letting go, I guess, and we went out onto like this hill and it was snowing, the snowflakes were like this big, and we all, like our little family group, like of 5 people, like screamed for a minute, and then we were quiet for a minute after that, and it was very like, I don't know, it was like magical, because I was like looking off into the mountains, and like when we were screaming, like that was the only thing I was focusing on. Like I wasn't really in my body, it was just like the screaming. And then when we were quiet, I like felt everything. Like I felt the cold, and then I like could hear, and I like saw, and like I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know, that was definitely a highlight. I think about that. It was very like therapeutic. Yeah. Yeah, camp was really good, and I'm excited for summer camp.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sophie. I think what Sophie was describing, letting go, she unhooked one of those baggage cars, Reverend Ruth. Yes, yes. No, but it was a hairy ride home, 10 miles an hour on the freeway because there were icy patches. And we were all praying, they made it safely. So thanks to Reverend Linda for fetching them, and for our teen advisor, Ben Anderson, for going with. And I think Kathy Colley drove them up. We had a lot of, in this community, I just want to compliment you, because every time we ask for funds for our teens, this community is so very generous. So thank you, thank you, thank you. A couple other things going on. Men's group meets tomorrow here at 11 a.m. The Unity Prayer and Reading Group and Tai Chi meet Tuesday at 10:30 and 11:30 respectively. Next Sunday, please make an effort to be here. We are having our annual meeting. We are almost legally at the point of a merger between Unity and Center for Spiritual Living. That may happen before next week, maybe not, but we'll hear about the year in review. We'll look at the budget for next year, the finances, our vision for going forward, and it will be an awesome time after service next Sunday. There are a lot of items in the Lost and Found, several coats, jackets, water bottles, so hanging in the hallway by the restroom there are coats. Please, if you're missing one, check it out. And then there's a box in the office with other Lost and Found items, glasses, keys, etc. Please take a look at that. You can sign up for our weekly e-newsletter that comes out Wednesday. There's a sign-up sheet in this Bosworth Hall. Prayer requests, please feel free to submit a prayer request to the CSL prayer box in the back, or the Unity prayer box in this office, in this Bosworth Hall. I'm going to invite our ministers and practitioners to come forward, please. Yes, where am I missing? What is it? Okay. Virginia, what can you say about that? Yes, we are supporting Northwest Seasonal Workers Association's annual Super Bowl tamale fundraiser. So you can place an order here. Thank you so much for reminding me. How much is it? $20 for a dozen? donation asked of $20 for a dozen or 10 for 6. If you sign up now, then the pickup date is listed. You're going to pick them up at St. Mark's Episcopal Church, and we always love to support Northwest Seasonal Workers Association. Thank you, Virginia. Okay, now I'd like to invite our ministers and practitioners to come forward, please. You know, no reason to leave here with a heavy heart. These folks have studied hard and done their own spiritual work to be able to be present with you. If there's something that you would like, a healing or a shift, please grab one of them. You can pray with them for 5 minutes. We call it a 5-minute miracle. They are also available for longer sessions for a fee. They are underutilized. They are beautiful. They are powerful prayers. Please, please see one of them. So before we go to our closing song, let me do this as a benediction. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Amen. Want to stand for our closing song if you're able.
Everybody, clap now. Let's go. Yeah. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Don't you give up.
Don't you give up.
Keep moving on.
Keep moving on.
Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Don't you give up.
Don't you give up.
Keep moving on.
Keep moving on.
You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Again, you gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes.
Lift up your eyes.
Don't you despair.
Don't you despair.
Look up ahead.
Look up ahead.
The path is clear.
The path is clear.
Lift up your eyes.
Lift up your eyes.
Don't you despair.
Don't you despair.
Look up ahead.
Look up ahead.
The path is clear.
The path is clear.
You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. And lead with love. And lead with love.
Yes, and we will.
This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory. Get on board and tell your story. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train